If you like this video, why not subscribe?
Hey everyone, welcome back to the weekly recap Q&A. You know what this show is. It's the show where I sit in my car and talk about the links that accumulated on Facebook, or I don't talk about them, I share them with you. They're down below in the description. And I also try and bring you up to date on what I'm doing, what the channel's doing, and answer questions that you've submitted through my email and also on YouTube. So there's not a whole lot visually in this show to see. As many of you know, it's kind of like a podcast. I'm just in my car after all, and so you just kind of listen, tab away, and do something else on the internet, and hopefully you gain something from this. As far as what's going on right now with the channel and everything Frugal Filmmaker related, you may know if you're on the Facebook group that this channel has been nominated for YouTube's On the Rise program, which means I'm one of 4 nominees of other YouTubers that have similar numbers. And the goal of this contest is whoever wins with the most votes gets featured on YouTube's page. So it's just a great way for this channel to actually get out there more and maybe let the world or whoever goes to YouTube know more about this show, know that it exists. So if you don't mind helping me out and voting for this channel, I'm going to link below in the description to where you can go to the voting page. I'm not going to send you to the YouTube blog because there's like a couple links you have to go through to get to the voting page. I can share that also, but if you just click below on the link that goes to the voting page and vote for the Frugal Filmmaker, that would be awesome, and I'd really appreciate it. So if you like this channel, maybe help get it featured on YouTube, and that would be great. Okay, so other than that, let's go ahead and start with the questions. The first question I have is from Derek Fitch. He has a question about his camera's focus and panning. He says, "Hello, is there a secret to keeping a shot in focus while panning the video camera? I just got the new Canon Vixia HF-M500. I noticed when I would pan while holding the camera in my hand, the image would get a little blurry and become sharp again when I stopped panning. Is this caused by shooting in 30p or 60i, or caused by my camera only being a $300 camera and not a $3,000 camera?" Well, Derek, the Vixia line is pretty good camcorder. They have a lot of manual features, and from reading what you've sent me here, it sounds like your camera is on autofocus. Sounds like when you're panning across whatever, it's trying to adjust to whatever it's seeing using its focus method. Because if it's only happening while you're panning and not in one place, that's what I would say is happening. It's just checking the depth of your different shots and it's adjusting accordingly. That's the only thing I can really think of. So if you check your camera menus or check your manual and figure out how to turn off autofocus, make it manual, my guess is that problem would go away, because like I said, with the Vixia line, there's a lot of manual features there, so it shouldn't be like a stripped, pretty sure it's not a stripped, basic, everything's auto type of camera. There should be those features. You probably have manual audio and manual exposure control, so there's no reason you don't have manual focus control. So if you check for that, I'm guessing turn that off in your menu or adjust it, that problem will go away. If anyone else has this camera, it's the Canon Vixia HF-M500. You want to chime in and help out Derek, comment below. I'm sure you can also find Derek, if you don't have a manual, there's one online. All of Canon's manuals are online, so check that out and your problem should be over. The next question is from Anish Krishnan, who, you're going to have to forgive me a little bit, I sort of have to paraphrase his email because I printed it improperly and so it's sort of chopped off. But he says, my primary goal is to record my college lectures, and that he upgraded to a Zoom H1 to do that, and he was wondering what the settings on the Zoom would be the best way to record lectures. Well, the Zoom is perfectly capable of recording lectures, although it's probably overkill if that's your only purpose you're going to use that recorder for, because it's as many of you know, an $80 to $100 digital audio recorder that has all kinds of manual features. You can have auto gain control so that it rides the levels for you. You can have manual level control, so you can adjust the levels, which are displayed right on the little LCD screen on top of the recorder next to the easy to find record button. So it's a great little recorder, and I would say just on the back of it, it has that AGC switch, auto gain control. If you just want to flip that on, even if you're just recording lectures, quality really isn't that big of a deal as long as you can hear them. I think you say you were sitting in the front row, you were sitting close, usually close to the front of the room. There should be no problem with that if you just want to let it go full auto, because you don't need it for production or anything, so it doesn't have to be super crisp and clean. However, I would recommend, you said you're wondering if you should return it. If all you're going to do is record lectures with it, I would say you probably should return it, because you can get a $50 or less recorder. You can do that, record on your smartphone. There's all kinds of different cheap alternatives to recording lectures. But in the future, if you ever want to get into video production, you're frequenting this channel, I'm guessing, so you might want to, make a movie in the near future or some other kind of thing where you might need more control over your sound. And if so, I would keep the H1 because it's really good at that. It's a nice recorder, an entry-level recorder. I always recommend either this one or the Tascam DR-05 as an entry-level recorder using unbalanced microphones. Those are the ones with the 3.5 millimeter or 1/8 inch plug, audio plug. So yeah, that's what I would say. But if all you can do is record lectures, you might not want to. You can save yourself some money. Save yourself like $50 or more by using an alternative. Okay, finally we have a message from Finland, an international letter. This is from Timo. He says, I would like to build a cheap crane jib for my camera, but I'm not that handy with drills and such. Is there a way of making a simple to build crane without drilling from PVC, for example? Best regards from Finland. Hello, Finland. I can't really answer this question in its entirety because I'm not sure. I think it's a good idea. In fact, I've been thinking about making a simpler crane. But in fact, I've had several emails, or actually one specifically that was asking me, if I was going to maybe do things a little more complex projects, use more complex tooling. Like his suggestion was getting a tap and die set so I could, drill a hole and then thread it to put screws in, which would kind of open up other options for making things. And which leads me to the question this week, which is, do you want to see simple or more complex builds? But as far as Timo's question goes, this is a good possibility of making a simpler crane in the near future. But as far as, I don't have plans right this second, so I'm not sure how to do it right this second. But that's part of my question is, because I've always believed as time goes on with this channel, that people want simpler builds. They want to be able to do something easily and cheaply and something that works. So I try to keep things simple. In the past, they've been more complex, definitely, like with the trolley dolly or with the crane or the boom pole, for example. I've used more complex tooling to make those things. But there's usually a simpler way to do anything. However, I know people may want more intermediate to advanced projects, so that's why I'm asking this question. What do you want to see? Do you want to see simpler builds so that you could easily make them, or do you like more advanced projects because maybe they offer something that a simple project wouldn't? So let me know about that, comment below, and I'll definitely take that into consideration. And Timo, I'll definitely think about the simpler jib idea, because I think it's a good one. I think a lot of people would like those kind of shots, but maybe don't have the resources to make the Frugal crane. So hopefully that's something we'll see in the near future. But that's pretty much it for this week. Remember to vote if you can on the On the Rise voting. I'm going to leave that link below for the Frugal Filmmaker. And remember, you can always find all the Frugal Filmmaker content on the frugalfilmmaker.com. And then we're also at Twitter at Frugal Filmmaker. There's the Facebook group, which is a huge forum. It's taken on a huge life of its own that is really beneficial to anybody that frequents it, because there's all kinds of experts, way more experienced and educated than I am, about various topics, and you can find them all on the Frugal Filmmaker on Facebook. Look it up. All right, have a great week. If you're making movies, good for you. Keep it up. Good luck. And I'm out.